Cord, were we on for breakfast or lunch?
I'm sorry I'm late. You wouldn't believe the night I had in Landview. In fact, I barely made that early shuttle here to Boston. But I'm here plenty of time for Maggie's ceremony, right? Max. Hello, Max. What's going on? You don't look so hot.
Well, maybe it's a lack of sleep.
Too much thinking about Sister Maggie?
She's not a nun yet. She hasn't taken her vows. She never should.
Max, I don't know that that's your place to say anything about that.
Yeah, well, I already said something about it yesterday at the convent to her.
Max.
Look, I think she's making a big mistake. She doesn't know what she's giving up.
You mean you?
Oh, Maggie, what are you doing here?
Oh, what a shame.
Bad news? Shall I pull up my portable cow?
Elliot, tell me something. How many of you are there? You're everywhere. No, it's not bad news. I've been stood up, that's all. My friend Renee Buchanan. Oh, I don't think you've met her, actually. Anyway, she was going to meet me for breakfast, and she had some sort of emergency at her hotel and had to cancel.
Well, Vicky, I've only had some runny eggs. How would you feel about me standing in for your missing friend?
Yeah, sure, why not? I'd love to.
Now, that's how you make a kite, buckaroo. You ready to give it a try?
Hey, Grandpapa, isn't this a very good way of getting electrocuted?
What? There's not a cloud in the sky.
No, sir. But I do see a pretty lady.
I don't want anyone to think that my grandson's a wimp. Now move out, you hear, before the wind dies.
Nigel, look at it this way. He could have entered you in a soapbox derby.
Here I go, Grandpapa. Watch me fly the kite. Oh, watch me. Watch me.
Oh, brother. Asa, if you are ever really crazy, it's going to be scary.
Renee, honey, is that a compliment on my acting ability?
No, it is not. Okay. Why did you ask me to come here?
Because I love you and I need your help. You're the only person on God's green earth that I can turn to.
What kind of help?
Bo? Hey, I thought I heard your car.
Hi, honey, you okay?
Well, so far. Drew, thank you so much for coming.
Hey, did I have a choice? Dad was waking everybody up at the carriage house, pounding on the door.
I needed your help.
No, you need me to approve of what you've done, dragging Rachel back to Landview, and I don't. The problem is, when she sees me, she's going to think I joined in with you guys.
Well, then why don't you just tell her the truth? I'm sure it would mean a great deal to her to know that you're on her side. That's why I wanted you here when she wakes up.
She's been asleep for 24 hours?
No, that's what you do with a dangerous animal, right, Hank? Knock him out with a tranquilizer dart?
Look, she was a little freaked out, all right? Dr. Waller gave her something to calm her down, that's all.
So what are you going to try next, a lobotomy?
Look, we've done things my way to begin with.
Doing your way is what started all the problem.
Guys, look, you can duke it out later. Right now, the situation is Rachel has been asleep for a full day. And we still haven't figured out how we're going to handle this situation when she wakes up.
Looking for something?
All right, Bo. What do you think we should do with Rachel?
Not with Rachel. For Rachel. This is not a problem to be solved. She's not a kid anymore. We can't just distract her like we used to when she was little. We have to... Gotta be open and honest with her right off the bat. We've got to get her to trust us again.
All right, Nora. Then how do you propose we do that when the drugs have made her paranoid?
We just show her how much we love her. And always will. And everything that we've done for her. And
She has to want to save herself. Until she does, there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, we just let her get strung out more and more. Look, RJ, we've tried it your way, all right? I mean, we let her check herself into rehab voluntarily. We gave her her freedom. And how did she use it? She walks away. She just takes off looking to score. From this point on, we're gonna do things my way. With a court order.
what are you, crazy? You're going to commit her?
Sure, Hank. Go ahead. Clean her up that way. You think once she's back in the real world, she's gonna stay clean, huh? For even 1 second?
Drew, why are you still hanging around?
Actually, I just came back. You've been sleeping since yesterday morning.
What? Well, geez, that's why I feel like I've been run over. I'm trying to find some aspirin.
Well, wouldn't that be in the bathroom and not in Bo and Nora's bedroom?
Yeah, I guess. A little spaced out right now. Why don't I go find this medicine cabinet and you go get a life? You know, or are you gonna set me up like you did in New York? I mean, is my dad standing right outside there with the handcuffs, you know, waiting for me, waiting for you to blow the whistle so he can catch me taking a couple aspirin?
Rachel, I didn't know your dad was gonna drag you
Oh,
off.
come on, you knew I was gonna get busted. That's why you got me to drop my guard, you know, being friends, offering me a little money.
Come on, that wasn't part of anybody's plan. I just wanted you to have it, I swear.
Why would you give me money if you kind of thought that I was going to, spend it on drugs?
Come on, I was hoping you would buy a bus ticket home instead.
Well, gee, I never got to make that choice. Now, did I?
No, and I'm sorry about that. But what if you had that choice now? Would you start walking the streets again?
Well, there are other ways to make money.
Yeah. Enough to support your habit?
Look, you have a brew one, you know, now and then, right? I like a little line sometimes, you know? It doesn't mean I'm hooked.
You don't have a habit to feed? Then why are you stealing this money?
Pal, the name's not Maggie.
Sorry.
No kidding.
Well, come on, she looked like Maggie. I mean, from the back, come on.
They both have 2 legs.
You're a big help here. All right, okay. Then there's 2 possibilities in this circumstance. One is I'm slowly going insane from lack of sleep, or 2, I'm already insane.
You know, Max, that lithium doesn't work unless you actually take it.
Very funny.
What's going on, Max? What's happening here?
Come on, Drew. I'm not a junkie, okay? I'm just a little strung out.
So you need a hit?
Yes. I need a little hit, okay, just to get me over the hump. 1 line, okay? Look, I'm not shooting up, for God's sake.
Yeah, good, because snorting, that's a lot healthier.
Drew. Look, I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be fine because I have friends like you know, who are gonna help me get through this, okay? Just...
So what do you think we should do, RJ? Wait till Rachel hits rock bottom? Well, that's where she is right now.
But all I'm saying is if we force her back into rehab...
Oh, great. That's just great. You know, my whole family's here. That is just wonderful. Thank you for telling me.
Rachel, listen.
No. I must have been so stupid to listen to you, okay? I must have been kidding myself. You're not my friend. You're one of them.
Well, if you knew Renee, you'd know why I like to talk to her.
Thank you.
She's probably one of the smartest people I know and one of the least judgmental, and I've always found I can talk to her about anything at all because I get good advice and at the very least a sympathetic ear.
So sympathy would have been helpful this morning.
Do you ever stop being a therapist?
Well, it's an occupational hazard. Like answering a question with a question.
Huh.
Fun.
Why? Does that bother you?
I see you got my number. Well, would you answer that question anyway? Why were you feeling shaky this morning? Hmm? I know from our past session that you were angry at Dorian Lord about writing that telltale novel. And you were going to confront her. Did you find yourself unable to do that?
Oh, no, I did it. Stopped her cold, as a matter of fact. With a lot of help from my family. Buchanan Enterprises bought the publishing company that was going to put out her little bit of trash. And as the new boss of that publishing company, I decided not to publish it, just like that.
Good. So you acted very decisively. Is that why you're feeling uncomfortable?
No, because otherwise I would still be Dorian's victim. And believe me, I've had more than enough of that to last me a lifetime. No, I tell you why I'm upset. After everything Dorian and I went through, I really thought we had somehow made peace with each other. I mean, this feud between us, it's been going on for so many years. It started when she married my father, and it was hurtful to both of us. It was draining, it was a waste of time and energy, and I thought it was over. I thought we had finally, painfully, put the past behind us. Boy, was I wrong, right? She started the whole thing up again with this stupid book of hers, so I had to retaliate, and now here we go again.
Try to tell me what you are feeling right this moment.
Asa, you are indeed crazy if you think that I am the only friend that you've got. All right, you've asked me to help you. What do you want me to do?
I think Alex is starting to think that I'm faking it. You know, being completely out of my gourd. I need you to convince her that I am as loony as a bedbug.
And exactly how am I supposed to do that?
Let Alex see how it tears you up. That poor old Asa doesn't have 4 tires on the road.
But why should she care what I think?
Because, honey, she's smart enough to realize that you're a lot smarter. And you know me better than anyone. And if you think I'm a real candidate for the funny farm... Oh, isn't it cute?
Asa, darling, you have still not told me the whole story of why you're going through with this charade. I know you said that you're setting a trap for Carla.
That's all you need to know. I tell you any more, you could get hurt.
Oh, so you're afraid for me? Poor little old me, Tommy Rod. Asa, you're using me. Because you're pretty sure that I'd dig in my heels if I knew what you were really up to, huh? Yeah, well, you're right. I'm not going to go along with this. Not if this game of yours is going to go on hurting your family.
Oh, my lovely family. Who didn't think I could still run my company anymore?
Is that what this is all about? You're getting back at them because they booted you out. First of all, Alex doesn't know anything about this. She has been on your side. God knows I have not been a fan of this woman. But I have to admit that I think she honestly, truly cares for your cantankerous hide. And you are pretending with her that you're mentally ill? Darling, why are you torturing the woman?
Would someone like to tell me what's going on here?
Look, why are you looking around like that?
Oh, I'm looking for those guys with the white coats and the butterfly.
Oh, would you come on? Look, I'm not losing it.
You just accost this young woman who's walking across here because you think she looks like Maggie Carpenter, which she doesn't.
Okay,
we both know that Maggie is over at the convent preparing to take her vows.
Oh, right. So I'm having a little hard time here knowing that she's going through with this.
Question is why, Max?
I don't know. And, she comes to Lambview, and it's like, we can't stand each other. Then I get a pie in the face, a couple drinks in my lap, and things change. I don't know. I got to the point where I just think she might be all right.
Come off it. What? We both know how attracted you are to her.
Oh, can you blame me, her walking around in those tight sweaters all the time? Oh, and the real kick in the head is when she says, Oh, by the way, hands off. I'm gonna be a nun. Yeah, right. Like I'm supposed to believe that? Look, I let her call the shots. I backed off.
And why did you keep spending that kind of time with her?
Not romantically.
Oh, no, you just spent time together as what is, very good friends? Like the way she helped you deal with the fact that Frankie was dead? The way you piled her in the car, you drove to North Carolina with them so the twins could spend some time with Luna's family? And then what, that little excursion you had, the Lantano Mountain, and the fire, and the roasted marshmallows, and you brought a boombox too, right? So you could dance a little bit. So what is it? That's just good, clean, American fun with a nun.
Okay, all right. Okay, so it wasn't so innocent. But that's my point. I mean, we're up there, we're dancing in the firelight, and I'm thinking things you should never be thinking about a nun. But she's right there. She knew what she was getting into. She wanted to be there. I mean, she's in my arms. You know, Dave's playing this great song. I'm looking in her eyes, and I just know she feels something.
Maybe you just wish that you were. Max. Have you fallen in love with Maggie?
Someone needs to answer me.
Okay, Alex, I think that there is something that you should know.
How could our name be Alex? That's a boy's name. She's a girl. Oh, well, a lady, and a lady doctor to boot. She comes at you with a needle, yay big. I think that I just might have her put that needle in your butt if you don't take that kite up in the air.
Grandpapa, I'm afraid my kite's in a tree. And before I got it down, I thought it best to find Mrs. Buchanan.
Where the hell is she? Renee? Oh, you look, lady. If you're hurting Renee, I want her back, you hear? Because Renee Devine is the only living soul that gives a damn about me. Most other people would gloat when I croak.
Oh, well, look, Asa, look who just walked in. Renee.
Where?
Under your nose.
This is not my Renee.
Well, you pretend she is. Because I want to know what Renee meant when she said there was something she thought I needed to know.
RJ, you keep saying that Rachel's got to trust us. Well, now, how is that going to work, huh? You said yourself that she's paranoid.
Because of the drugs.
Well, then she's got to give up the drugs if she's going to start to trust us again. And you know that she can't do that by herself.
So you want to lock her up?
Yes, if that's what it takes.
That's enough, gentlemen. Do I have to remind you that you're talking in front of Rachel's mother?
Well, we certainly don't have to worry about waking Rachel up, not after that shouting match.
And you still haven't settled anything.
Can we just agree that Rachel needs to get treatment now and that she needs to stay there through to the end?
Look, you people do what you need to do. I'm out of here.
Huh. No need to get me involved in this. I mean, it's only my future we're talking about, right? And you never cared before. I mean, about what I think, what I thought, about my life, whatever I wanted. I mean, why should you do that now, huh? I mean, you all should really just lock me up till I become the good little girl that you always wanted.
Vicky, please, don't censor yourself. Tell me what you're feeling right this second.
I'm afraid.
Of what? Do you know? You weren't afraid to challenge Dorian about her slanderous book.
No, it's not that kind of afraid. I mean, I did that. I knew I had to do it. I did it, and I thought it would be over. But of course it's not. You know, Dorian's going to fight back now, and this feud is going to get uglier and nastier than it ever was before. And I am afraid because I don't know that I have the strength to put up with this anymore. I really don't.
I do. We haven't had all that many sessions, but I know already that you are strong enough to fight this.
Really? Well, that's very nice. I wish I had the confidence.
You have more than enough of your own, deep inside. The only tricky thing is to Find some way to make it accessible. But trust me, you are a lot healthier than you give yourself credit.
Oh, yeah? Why am I in therapy?
So that a judge will believe an expert witness, namely myself, when I testify that you are as sane as I think you are. And also, I guess, so that you'll believe it too.
Oh, God. That would be such a gift, not to have any doubts.
Vicky, I know a way to move things along a little faster.
Yeah, what? Swift kick in the backside.
No. Absolutely painless, I swear. What would you think about letting me hypnotize you?
If there is something I should know, spit it out.
Alex, you and I have never been friends.
That's putting it mildly.
Probably so. So why should you believe what I'm going to tell you? But I just felt that you should know I admire what you're doing.
What would that be, exactly?
Well, standing by your man. Oh, and that takes true grit, especially when it becomes clear day after day that poor old Asa, I mean, just look at him, flying a kite with his butler, who he thinks is his grandson.
He's been a little disoriented lately, that's all.
Yeah, but it's not getting any better, is it? And what have you got to look forward to? You know, darling, I've been through this before with an old pal of mine out in Reno. Young like you, not as pretty, but she married this old goat. And he started sliding downhill just like that until he turned into a drooling, raving lunatic. Oh, but he didn't die. No. He hung on for about, almost 20 horrible years. And then, when the will was read, turned out that that old buzzard had it changed, and he left absolutely everything to his pet beagle. And my poor friend, who had given up her beauty and her youth for this daddy Warbucks. Do you know what happened to her? The last time I saw her, she was a bag lady eating her dinner out of a garbage can in an alley.
Well, that's a very touching story. But I certainly don't think it applies in this situation. I am quite sure that Asa has had his lucid moments lately.
Yes, but it comes and goes, doesn't it? Well, yeah, I know. Same thing happened to me when I was married to him. I mean, let's face it, Asa's grip on reality has always been slippery. Look at him. There sits one of the world's greatest businessmen, and he thinks he's a cowboy? The Maverick stuff I could handle. But when he started asking my advice about earth-shaking global decisions that he was supposed to be making himself, but couldn't, I assume that's what you've been doing.
Oh, yes. Certainly, I wouldn't be who I am if it weren't for Asa, and he certainly wouldn't make a decision without checking with me first. Nigel, take Mr. Buchanan home, please. I definitely have some business to attend to.
Gee, shouldn't even say goodbye. I hope I didn't upset her.
I hope you didn't upset the master.
No, I don't think you have to worry about that because poor, demented Asa doesn't understand one word that I've been saying, does he?
Sweetheart, I'm glad you finally up.
Oh, yeah, right. Like I could really sleep with you guys just screaming your heads off down here.
Everything that we were talking about, we'd like to talk with you about. Face to face. Can we do that?
Sure. Isn't that half the fun? Laying your little major guilt trips on me? Huh? Make me feel like I'm 2 years old, like I'm, gonna do the unspeakable, like flunk kindergarten?
What are you talking about?
I am talking about you guys wanting me to be perfect. All of you. Okay? And I kept telling you that I'm not, and I can't, and I won't be. you know, but you just don't listen. I mean, I don't even know how to be perfect. You know, we don't listen. I don't know what you want. I can't give you what you want. I don't know what the...
Look, Rachel, you want to get better, don't you? But you can't
Why don't you just count me out of this? I said we shouldn't drag her home in the first place.
Here, I know you're angry and that you're lashing out here, honey, but...
Everybody, let's just hold it for one sec, okay? Rachel, I'm not your parent. Or your uncle. I'm your stepdad, so I guess that makes me, just a friend. But I'm listening to anything that you have to say.
I don't even know where to start.
Well, then let's start with a fact. Drugs were a big enough problem for you that you're willing to work as a whore to get them. Are you okay with that? Or do you want to do something about it?
I don't know what I feel about Maggie. I don't know what I'm doing here in Boston. I don't know anything anymore. What are we were sitting here talking about a soon-to-be nun who gets her kicks by jumping in a pool fully clothed.
So what are you saying, Max? What's your point? That nuns aren't allowed to have fun? Or if they do have fun, they're not allowed to look sexy when they come up out of the pool and they got those tight clothes on.
Oh, please, would you stop? I've had enough trouble getting that image out of my mind already. Thank
Max, you wanted her. She didn't want you back. That happens, all right? It happens all the time. Sometimes the good ones get away. But life goes on, all right? You find somebody else, you have a life with them.
No, see, this is different. Now, I've loved and lost before. I know it sounds very hard to believe, but it's true. It was never like this. This is... I don't know, this is like taking a step off the edge of a cliff.
I'm sorry, just hold on 1 second. Yeah, Cord Roberts. Oh, great. No, I'm just a few minutes away. I'll be there in a few minutes, okay? Hold on. Bye. Look, there's been a little snafu at the Boston office. I gotta go. Are you gonna be okay?
I will. This coffee shop starts serving bloody bowls.
Listen, Max, considering the circumstances, you might want to skip Maggie's ceremony today.
I might.
If you catch a shuttle back home, I'll see you in Landview.
Yeah, okay, I'll see you quick.
In a church in downtown New Orleans, I got down on my knees and prayed, and I wept in the arms of Jesus for the choice he made. We were just getting to the good part, just getting past the mystery. Just like you to disagree, and it's strange, but it's true. You just slipped out of view like a face in the crowd on a bus to say.
Grip, Holden.
Becky, you've been under hypnosis before. Am I right? So what bothers you about it?
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like not being in control.
Along with your doctor. Like a evil magician, mesmerizing you into doing things that you shouldn't. Don't you know that's not possible?
Yes, I know that. And I know that, that you're an expert in this field. That's your job, I know. Look, I mean, am I that, what's the word, blocked, that I need hypnosis?
It's not about removing blocks. Not about removing obstacles. You've done that work already. It is about opening doors inside of you that you never knew existed. Most people find that exhilarating. But if you're not ready, we won't do it. I don't want to push.
Opening doors? Well, I can certainly live with that. You really think that it would ease some of these conflicted feelings that I have?
I do. And I promise in addition, you are going to find this an absolutely fascinating experience.
You, called me a whore.
What would you call it? You're working on the streets, a guy picks you up.
And nothing happened. I couldn't go through with it.
But what if you'd been just a little bit more strung out?
Oh, no. It's okay. I mean, someone needs to tell the truth. I mean, you all know that I'm a liar, right? I mean, how many times did I promise you that I'd be off drugs, right? I mean, how many times?
Well, sweetheart, it's not because you were lying. He really meant to quit.
Nora, let her finish.
The problem with being a liar is you never really, you don't really believe, you don't really know, or you have any reason to believe if I'm telling the truth now. When I tell you how much I hate myself and how much I would like to change. And I know how much you want to help me and all, and I never really understood that until I saw how far you would go. Dressed up on the streets like a hooker. Walking the streets looking for me. And have the cops just arrest you. And how much I wanted to scream and say, take me instead. And all. You didn't do anything wrong except love me. Love your daughter. Look. I don't deserve to have your love. I don't feel I deserve that, okay? But I would like to do anything I could to earn it. Even if it's a little late. Okay, and I know that it starts with the drugs. I know that's where I start. That's where it's gonna be.
Look, maybe I shouldn't bring this up, but just now when I was up looking for Rachel, I found her in Bo and Nora's bedroom.
You've heard all this before, right? Like, you know, who am I, right? But
she had her hand on some money.
I know, I need your help. I need all your help. And I know I need to do this for myself. You know, to stay clean, totally clean. But, I just need you to do me a favor. I need a favor, please. Could you not treat me like a criminal? Could I sign myself in to rehab voluntarily?
No. I'm sorry. That's not the way it's going to work. I've got a court order, and I intend to use it. Now let's go.
Yeah, thank you.
Max?
Maggie.
Buckaroo, go fly your kite.
No, it's still in the trees, sir. And Mrs. Buchanan told me specifically that I was to take you home, Grandpapa.
Oh, you tell that Mrs. Buchanan to go fly a kite, because I want to talk to this young lady alone.
Young. Nigel, it's all right. I'll make sure that your granddaddy gets home nice and safe.
Well, if Adam says so.
Now get, that's the way us cowpokes talk.
Sit down. What
hell was that bull that I was loco when I was married to you? You.
Come on, Asa. I was just having some fun.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to stick it to Alex and to you. But I still think you're not being fair to her, because in her way, she loves you. And you may be hurting her. Oh, no, wait a minute. Maybe it's her that's hurting you. Is that what this is all about? Darling, is Alex two-timing you?
I don't know for sure.
But you think that that's possible, and that's why you're pretending to be crazy so that you'll catch Alex off her guard and find out who her rival is. Oh, my God. Carlo. That's why you're setting a trap for him, isn't it? It's Carlo, isn't it? You think that Alex and Carlo are together again.
Renee, I don't have any real facts. But they sure have seen a lot of each other lately. And I aim to find out for sure.
Well, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for buying me breakfast.
No. Since I hate to eat alone, I should be thanking you.
Well, I guess I'll be seeing you very soon.
Sure. And we'll try that hypnotherapy. See if it works.
All right. Whatever you think is best.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks again.
Yes.
Carlo.
Yes, Elliot.
I've just met with Vicky, and she's agreed to try hypnosis.
Splendid.
Now you have to tell me what you want me to accomplish when I do hypnotize Mrs. Carpenter.
Soon. In the meantime, I want you to let me know how receptive your patient is to the hypnosis. I'll be waiting for your call. Kathleen, would you get that, please?
Yes, sir.
That'll be all, Kathleen. You can go. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hesser.
What is it, Alex? You seem upset.
I don't think I can do this anymore. Living with one man.
And loving another.
I love you both, I swear I do. But one of you spends a lot of time staring and drooling.
And the other?
The other is strong and vital. And I need to feel his arms around me, holding me so tight that I can hardly breathe.
Please don't do this. Come on. Come on. Why won't anybody help me?
Look, Bo, you're the one that was preaching tough love here. How about a hand, huh?
Sorry, Hank, but having Rachel committed against her will, that's not what I meant.
Fine. Thanks a lot, pal. RJ, get out of my way.
Oh, RJ, please don't let him do this to me. Look, you have to believe me. I want to change, okay? But not if he's going to treat me and throw me away like a piece of garbage.
He's not throwing you away.
He wants me.
No, look. This is not the way I would have done it, so I'm not going to help you, Hank. I'm not going to stand in your way either. There comes a point, finally, when the lying has to stop. All right. I've got to do this alone, and that's the way it is. Come on. Let's get out of here.
No, please.
No. You can't do this, Hank. I won't let you.